Dink Smallwood. It's what they call me in the locker room of my gym. Wait a minute, that's not good. Forget I said that. Dink Smallwood is a classic RPG from the 90s. It was kind of an indie RPG, but it was just fantastic. It's isometric, a lot like the first Diablo game, but I would argue it's a lot more fun than Diablo. First of all, Dink controls a lot better than the characters from Diablo 1. Also, while this game is really lighthearted and never takes itself seriously, it's basically one giant joke, it's a lot more gruesome than Diablo 1 ever was. I mean, in this game you have charred bodies, you can punch the heads off ducks and just watch them run around with blood splattering out of their neck. You can murder villagers in cold blood, and the game tackles some real-life problems like spousal abuse, although in a pretty hilarious and mocking manner. Like, if Diablo 1 is Grand Theft Auto, Dink Smallwood would be Saints Row. Dink Smallwood is basically a goofy pig farmer who dreams of greatness and is ultimately thrust into a giant story where he's the hero, but really, the way most people play, he's the villain. Because the game doesn't take itself too seriously, you never really feel bad about killing animals or just killing villagers and just causing general havoc, like, you know, burning trees or just doing anything horrific. If you're a good person in real life, you could probably take a cheat day and just cause some havoc in this game, and you won't even feel bad about it. Just because the game, while being gruesome, is just so tongue-in-cheek, nothing feels real. See, for the most part, Dink Smallwood, if you take away the comedy and its gruesome nature, it's a very generic RPG. I mean, you run around a pretty big world, you have a bunch of melee attacks, a bunch of spells, a bunch of towns to visit, a bunch of dungeons to crawl around in, a bunch of different quests to complete for NPCs, or just quests to further your story. Without its comedy, it would just be such a forgettable Mick RPG, I wouldn't even give it a second glance. But here I am, replaying the game almost 16 years since I played it last when I was a kid. It's a game that just stuck in my head, and not so much its story. Because the game is funny, I didn't remember much of the story, I just remembered it being a fun experience, and you know what? A few years short of 2 decades later, it still is. Dink Smallwood for the PC gets an official stanburdman rating of a 7.7 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, my pigs. Alright, insulting my long-time and loyal viewers. Here come the likes.